I am the greatest. And I said that way before that I knew that I was. I am the greatest. And I said that way before that I knew that I was. So in the book, The Miracle Morning, Hal talks about the savers. So there's 6 things that he does every single morning. He has silence or as meditation, he has affirmations, visualization, does exercise, reading, and scribing or journaling. And so, a huge part of our routine at Weight Loss Coaching Works is affirmation. And I just want to read to you a little bit out of the book and talk to you a bit about affirmation. If you don't consciously design and choose your inner dialogue, you can easily fall victim to repeating and reliving the fears, insecurities, and limitations of your past. We heard on the Connect last week, 80% of your thoughts are negative every day. And I think something like 80% of your thoughts are the same every day. So you're constantly thinking the same thoughts that are negative. So you've got to reprogram. You've got to reprogram that inner dialogue, and it doesn't happen, as they say, overnight. It takes time to grow. So I've been doing affirmations for over 10 years, and I've got to say, you think it, you feel it, you've got it. All right? I had a dream the other night. It was so vivid. And when I woke up in the morning, I had to think, was that true or was that not true? Because in my head, the reality had already occurred. And so your brain does not know the difference between make-believe and reality. So you can train it. You can reprogram it. You can change it. It is plastic. Your brain can change. So this is a super important one, and you've got to believe this. With enough repetition, your subconscious mind will begin to believe what you tell it, act upon it, and eventually create your intentional chosen reality. This way you can fully craft your affirmations using precise language. So you've got to really tailor them to you. And there are some, I think, people out there that fob them off and they say, that's all just hoo-ha. But, if you believe that, then that's the truth. But I think if you do it intentionally with focusing on the right things, what they really are just redirecting your thoughts every day. In its simplest form, an affirmation is merely a reminder of something you deem important that you want to embody or integrate into your life. They've got to be done every day. They've got to be said with emotion, repetition every morning, every night. Okay? He recommends writing them digitally, which I do as well. I love all the suggestions that he talks about, because I agree with all of them. I'm like, we could be brothers from not mothers here. And, because you're constantly changing it and evolving them and changing the words and borrowing affirmations from other people. He's got a brilliant one. Let me read it to you here. He says one of his all-time favorites backwards, and hopefully I highlighted it. So with my books, I highlight sections on them, and I'm pretty sure I highlighted this one. Here we go. He talks about this in the book, and he talks about it on some audios I've heard him on as well. I am just as worthy and deserving and capable of creating the life I'm committed to as any other person on earth. And I will prove that today with my actions. So what I'll talk about today is an affirmation. Let me fix that up there. I just want to talk about how to design a simple affirmation for you. So sometimes when you say something, if you don't believe it, it works in reverse. So you've got to design your affirmation so that it booby traps you into success. All right. So I'm going to call this one the CWA. I love my acronyms, as some of you know. And what it reminds me, C stands for what are you committed to? I am committed to X, Y, Z, but you've got to be really committed. You've got to want it bad. I'm committed to getting into that dress. I'm committed to running that marathon. I'm committed to reaching this level in my business. And the W is for the why. And I am committed to doing this because blah, 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 all right? It's got to be a powerful statement that you make. I'm committed to reading books on how to make more money every single day so that I can learn effective strategies to model. All right? So the A is for action. So here's an example. To ensure that I follow through with my commitment to optimize my health, to lose weight, to run a marathon, whatever you want to do, I will schedule time to implement the following actions every day. I will do my food journal. I will eat my supplements. I will do 5,000 steps before breakfast. So the CWA, this is one of his secret weapons. I think after he wrote the book, he's come out with this one, is I am committed to getting to my ultimate goal because I am willing to do the work. Exclamation mark, full stop. And then the most important line at the end, he says, whether I feel like it or not. And so I've been practicing that statement myself as well. So I am committed to getting to my ultimate goal. And I have. And this day, to this day, when I hit my ultimate goal, I think it was the 4th of December, and then through Christmas, I wasn't weighing myself, in fact. I wasn't weighing myself. I was as a part of the time out phase, I just lived a little bit and didn't go too bad, but I knew, I had an affirmation that I wanted to stay at my ultimate goal for more than 50% of the entire year, and I put it out there. Do you know what? I have stayed there every single day. I haven't missed one day. My affirmation, it's guiding me, it's keeping me focused. So I want to discuss this book with you. I want to talk about it. It's changing my life. It's incredible. Let me just show you the cover here. I always get the iBook. So I got the iBook here, and then I got the audio book, and I just bounce between the both. And I love listening. So in the car, I listen. You know, I go through it. I was doing some gardening the other day, gardening. I was just picking weeds. Wasn't doing much, but it was listening to audios, and I listened to about an hour and a half of that one. I was just caught up in it. And then what I do is I read it, and after I read it, when I read it, I highlight and I take notes. And I've already been through the book, you know, previously, and like I'm revising it. And when I take the notes and highlight, then I'll copy and paste those highlights into a document, which is my gold that I go back to and I revisit, and I read back and forth and over again. And I'll talk to you about it on the weekends at the walk and talks. I'm going to Melbourne tomorrow, and I purposely booked my flight later so I could jump on the walk and talk. So I am super keen to be on there with you. I am committed to lifelong learning because I know that it'll make me a better person to achieve my big, hairy, audacious goals of creating a healthy world. And I hope that you can follow me into that space as well. You don't have to be the greatest, but definitely practice daily affirmations. They will change your life.
Is this on close? Utah is alive right now. Everybody stop talking now. Attention. I told you, all of my critics, I told you all that I was the greatest of all time. When I beat Sunday, listen, I told you today, I'm still the greatest of all time. Never again defeat me. Never again say that I'm going to be defeated. Never again make me the underdog until I'm about 50 years old. Then you might get me.